We are afraid of our future, but is it really that scary? Day pass, year pass. Ends up, it was never that scary. Our future was never made for us right now. And that's the topic I'm going to talk about today. Why does future feel scary? I think we can explain this in a few aspects. First, we're afraid of future because we don't know how is it going to be like. It could be endless possibilities that could happen. You could die tomorrow. You could get a lottery and win a lot of money tomorrow. You can meet your soulmate tomorrow. Anything, everything can happen tomorrow, and we cannot control it. And I think that is where let go comes, and that is where let go becomes important. We must learn to let go of the feeling of uncertainty because we want to control future. We want future to be a certain way. It's hard for us to surrender whatever future will be like. Imagine tomorrow you would die. Tonight is gonna be your last night. How will you react? What will you think? What feelings will you have? Just by thinking about future, 10 years, 20 years later, it makes us feel powerless. It makes us feel weak, almost, because we have nothing to do about it. But the only thing we have, and then the only thing we will always have, is right now. If we do something right now, it can affect the future. However, the future don't exist until it becomes another right now. And let's say the scariest thing you ever imagine. Let's say you want to go on stage and sing. It's not as scary as you imagine. I mean, for some people it could be scary, but for most of the people, their imagination is scarier than what actually happened. And that is what's happening every single day. We think like when we get our new job, when let's say we're afraid of 10 years later. We think, what if 10 years pass and I'm poor, I'm broke, and I cannot pay my bills? What should I do about it? What if I'm still poor? What if so many what if? I'm just making an example. I'm not saying this is what everyone thinks, but I'm just saying what if. People have so many what if every single day. But that is not the point. Because what if will always be what if. And looking back 10 years, 10 years ago, can you imagine what happened? What is happening right now? Can you imagine it? And is right now really that scary? Because it was scary for you before. You see, maybe we have to slowly realize the fact that our future is not meant for us right now. It's not meant for us to experience everything that's going to happen in the next 10 years. It's not meant for us to worry about what is going to happen tomorrow, next day, the next year, the next 20 years of our life. We're always planning, working on something that's going to happen in the future. We told ourselves, once I get this, I will then be happy. Once I blah blah blah, I will then be happy. I would then be safe. I would then feel that certainty. I would not be lost. I would not feel like I'm stuck. But it's not necessarily true. Because you see, if we depend our emotions, our feelings on certain conditions, it could disappear if it all goes wrong. But if we view it another way, if our emotions, our feelings are unconditional, absolute, what does that mean? We can feel happy no matter what. We can be in the most painful experience. All right, let's not say like that. We can be in a pretty ass situation and we can still feel, all right, it's maybe not that bad, and put on a smirk on your face. Because our emotions should not be a product of something. Yes, it can be a product of something, but it should not always be. We should not rely on something so then we can be happy. Because it creates dependency. And it's, people, when they do drugs, they rely on the drugs to feel happy. That's kind of like how it is right now in modern society. We rely on certain conditions so then we can feel happy. And if we don't have those conditions, what happened? Withdrawal effect. We then feel uncomfortable because we don't have certain things. But you have to realize that happiness is a form of what we is a form of energy. It's what we are. And it does not necessarily require a condition so that we can be happy. 1,000 years ago, our ancestors, they don't have the things we have nowadays. Let's say if somebody is addicted to video games, his happiness is rely on video games. He cannot be happy without video games. Will that case still exist 1,000 years ago, back in ancient times? The answer is no. What we have nowadays does not exist, didn't exist back in the ancient times. And what does that tell us? The conditions that we rely on, that we depend on to feel happy, it's not necessarily true, and we probably do not need them to feel happy because there were people before us that were able to be happy without those stuff. So yeah, that's probably it. What I'm trying to say, just don't be afraid of future because it's not meant for you right now. All right, when the right time comes, let's say 15 minutes later, and you become capable of that thing that you're thinking about, when it actually happened, you're not the same person anymore. You are the person that is experiencing it. It becomes your right now. And I just feel like we're moving too fast in our mind nowadays. We're thinking about 30 years later, 20 years later. We're thinking about everything that's in the future. But are we ever going to live in this moment? We think about, all right, I'm going to grab a coffee later after my work. But what about right now? We're always thinking about something in the future. Yes, we live in our mind almost. Are we ever going to be in this moment right now? Seeing what we're seeing, listening to what we're listening, and probably when we're talking to somebody, actually be there. Putting our all attention at this moment, not something that could happen. It's a mechanism that's from all times. We need prediction, so then we can be safe, so then we can survive. From the old times, we need this mechanism of predictions. But nowadays, survival is not a concern anymore. It's for most of the people on this road, in this world right now. Survival is the bare minimum. But guess what? More people are feeling depressed nowadays. Why? Because all that energy that could be poured into focusing on what actually matters, which is keeping us alive, has evolved into what can we have so that we can be happy. It's so deep inside of us that we just cannot accept the fact that we can be happy if we want to. We can be happy if we choose to, if we decide to be a happy person. You have to deliver yourself from your own thoughts. Thoughts are thoughts, and you are the observer. You are not your thoughts. You're the one who listens to your own thoughts. You're the one that is aware something's happening right now. You're the one that's aware of all these thoughts, everything that's happening in your life. You are the creator of the universe. Universe. So, back to our topic. Blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry. Why? Because living in the right now is way more important than thinking about something that is probably gonna happen. It's like a ghost that haunts you down. It's like a carrot hanging in front of you, and you are never gonna get it. And you just walk each step forward, each step forward, each step forward. You're looking at a carrot, but you didn't realize for all the time there's a whole carrot farm around you. Right? I guess that's just how I'm gonna put it. That's a metaphor. So yeah, that's about it. I think I make it pretty clear. Anyways, thank you.